You caught me napping. As if. Lovely to see you all here today. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry, I was a bit late. Been rushing around with doctor's appointments today for my dad, who is fine. But yeah, it took a bit longer than I thought it was going to. So I am here though, and I'm bringing you the lovely Starburst frames again. So nothing particularly new. I do have some new gold gems, but I just thought let's use what we've already got. Why not? There is a handful of the star corners left, so I thought I'd introduce those because I thought they'd look quite good today. And I'm going to do the Starburst Easy frames with a bit of poinsettia, some gold gems, and the star corners. So sorry, I have all the messages are going so quickly. I can't have a chance to read them all. But I will in just a second. And sneaking down here, Sunday the 23rd of November, 6 o'clock is our next YouTube live, which is this coming Sunday. I have still got a couple of Christmassy things that I would really love to share with you. And then sort of from after the first week of December, we start going into, well, could say party mode really, but different things. So let's have a look at this. So this is, as I say, nothing new. This is my new little gold gems. So I've got the black ones and the red ones and all the sorts. And I saw these gold ones. And I don't know about you, but I have difficulty in finding gold ones. Sometimes they can look a bit too brassy, if you know what I mean. But these look really nice, so I've gone for these. I have got loads, so don't worry if the bits and pieces that you see today, if you've already got them, that's fantastic. And if there's anything else, you could always add them, but don't go and pay extra for the postage. Add them to your next order. That makes far more sense to me. But of course, if you see anything you need, well, that's a different matter. So let's have a look what I'm going to do. I forgot to put that on the list. I'm going to use the Trim Me pad because they just work really well with this. So I'm going to make this into almost a flattish card, almost a flattish. So I'm going to use one of the sentiments. This is the gold pack, and they've got some really pretty ones on there, which I think was just going to be the perfect center to this card. So let me show you. I've already cut out the main part of the card. So my two dies. Oh, hiding under here. This is the Starburst Easy Frames. So 2 dies. Again, lots of metal, but they work so well. You simply need to choose which colour card you want to cut them from, put them on your card and cut them out. No sticking it down, no messy corners or anything like that. It's just done beautifully. So with the largest one, I've cut that from, I've gone a bit odd here, I've cut that from a piece of tartan. Okay, so that's a nice, something a bit different. And then I've gone usual with my white. Okay, so I've gone for that with my white. So that's my bits and pieces there. Then I'm going to take the star corners. Now I had them last year and realised that I ought to be bringing them back. I have to say that an awful lot of the stuff that I brought back, people have already bought it, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. So I'm now on 4th order of the treat box, which comes in next week. I've still got I've got some more Let It Snow sentiments coming through, and I've got some more Peace on Earth ones coming through, and some more shadowed Merry Christmas coming through. So I'm sorry that I just didn't realise just how desperate you all were. So 7x7 card blank, that is going to be my base there. So let me just put these together because that's the simple bit. So let's just put a bit of glue onto there. So I'm trying to blend in a little bit of gold, and I just want to put that in all those bits. And there's sort of like a gold hint going on in there as well. So I'm sort of going along with that. Then I'm going to measure this. Now this measures about 5 3/4 inch. Okay, so I'm going to go with one of my trim me's for a 5-inch card. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's choose let's choose Season's Greetings. That's a nice one. Let's go for that. So on the back of the trim me, you've got all the different sizes of the cards that you might like to be doing. So you've got up from an 8x8 to a rectangular A5 and coming down. Now I think that if we chose to cut this to the 5x5 measurement, that should work out quite well. So I haven't actually tried it, to be honest with you. I was going to be doing such a thing and then it all went by the by. So I pop that in and I find the 5x5 number and I just put that in and cut along that line. Once you've done the first one, they're really easy to see. So there's my 5x5. Now put that in my trimmer and trim. And then 5x5 again. And the idea of these is that you put them in to the size of the card that you're working with and cut along the lines that correspond, giving you a perfectly centered sentiment. So let's see. So my idea is that's going to go into the center and then my piece will go in like that over the top. Now I want to bring in a bit of gold. So I've got that in the center. You can see perhaps that almost looks silver in that, doesn't it? But it is, it's gold. So I'm going to put that into there, but I still want a bit of gold around the outside. So let me measure this. So 14.5. So if I do a 15 piece of gold mirror, I'll turn it over so that you can't, not that you can't see it, but it's not glaring. So 15 by 15. And then that should give me a nice little border all the way round. Oh, sneaky peek there. But that's going to go in the center. So that goes in the center there. That goes over the top. And then you can see that when I put it on my card, you've got that nice little gold border there. Okay, so let's do something about it. So first of all, I'm going to put this one on and I'm going to put some glue around that edge. And then turn that over. And then just center that onto there. Push down from the other side. So that gives you a really nice sentiment onto there. Okay. So then I'm going to glue that one down. Straight on top of my gold mirror card so that we've got that little border going on all the way around. So this is my 7x7 card blank, and as I said, it's going to go onto there, but of course I will come out in a cold sweat if I didn't do it. I need to find my foam, so I'm going to put some foam strips onto there because I want it to sit up a little bit. So using the long strips, just a fraction too long. So these were new into us last weekend actually, and they they seem to be popular with people, so I will, it is sort of one of those ones that I'm going to use as a all the time, you know. So let's take those backings off and then pop that straight onto my card. You could trim your card down, don't have to have it as a, it fits onto a 6x6. I thought it's going to be quite impressive, so let's go with, oh, who would have nails like this when you can't pick anything up, eh? I'll have it as a side folding one. So let's place that into the center like that. Okay, so then with my, not really scrap, but with my gold, I'm going to cut out some of the star corners. And as I said, they're actually from last year. So for a lot of my followers that have been with me for a year or more, you won't have seen them. You will have seen them, and you may well have them, so don't go and get them if you already have them, will you? Because we don't want you to buy something, although it means you really liked them. They come in a set of 2. Don't know why my machine is particularly groaning. They come in a set of 2 so that you can cut 2 out at a time. And that's how, whoops, that's how they come, so that you've got the, it's almost like the stars have jumped from there to there. And they can go then. I'm sort of joining in with this gold bit, okay? You could, of course, keep the gold pieces. Then I'm going to grab myself, let's have a look. I think I've got to do red really for the poinsettias. I've got to bring in a bit of red. So if you have them, you will have 2 in a packet. I've only got the 1 here at the moment, which I think looks rather nice. You can see that you can get them from literally a scrap of piece of card, which makes it very economical. Did time run away with you, Gay? Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. Lots of snow. Oh, golly. Oh, but it's gone. Okay. We had a few flourishes, but then it was gone. I think about all of a minute. Couldn't have been any more. Just about a minute. I'm going to be very frugal here and cut out that very last bit from there. So I've got all my 4 corners out. You see though that they're nice little extras there, those little stars. I've also got some more of the star plates in whilst I remember about that. So let's put that in as well. And then I'm just going to go with the poinsettias. Whoops. So now these corners, as I say, they go into that corner there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue onto those pieces. Not too much. We want it to stick. I'm just going to bring it tight into that corner. Hopefully, if one side is straight, the other one will be as well. So they're going to go in there like that. So it gives it an illusion of being a circular card as well as a star card. And although this obviously is a Christmas one, you could do exactly the same design, but obviously with a happy birthday type of sentiment from the Trim Me range in it. In maybe football colours, or, you know, any sort of hobbies or anything colour wise, a mail card would look excellent on this as well. So it's quite a nice idea. Okay, so that's those 2. Let's bring that round, pop these on. And that goes onto there. Like that. Ooh. So I'm not overwhelming it. I did do it first of all with gold, and I felt that there was too much gold going on. So I changed my plan. But I will just show you in a minute what I also did with the other one so that you can see that in all its glory. So again, going right into this corner, just a fraction left over there. Okay, so you could leave it at that because that looks really quite nice as well, but I just want to put a little bit more into it. So I'm thinking, I've got my bows here, so I'm thinking of putting that up there, quite liking that idea, but oh, excuse me, I want to put a little bit of poinsettias down there. So I've got the small poinsettia lot, which I keep together, and I'm going to pick out sort of, let me just grab hold of it because I thought I had it here. Oh yes, I have, like a claret red. Do you know what I mean? Claret red. That's what I thought I would go for. So let's cut some of those out. Oh, let's take away the stars that I've left on the cutting plate as well. Oh, can't pick them up. Really lovely. I quite like that little bow there. I think that's going to look quite nice. And then a little display just coming in here. Now I will make these up, I think, so that I've got 3 poinsettias, but they'll have all 3 of the flowers, I think. So let's just take these leaves off. We don't want those leaves. Holly leaves are lovely, but I don't want them. Thank you very much. Talk to my paper now. I don't want them in red though, do I? Anne says it's B ... cold up there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, it's a very cold wind here today. My dad did not like going out in the cold wind. But needs must, eh? Now, just going to see whether I want... I think it's got to be 3 there, folks, don't you? Yeah, I think we've got to do a third. So 1 more there. And then I think just going to pop a little bit, potentially, I'm going to put a little bit of greenery in with it. I think that would look quite nice, actually. So this is from the greenery set. It's called greenery for obvious reasons. And I think that that would look quite nice. So I'm going to just going to cut out a couple of pieces of that. And then pop it all together. So my greenery there, and I need a little bit of I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure whether to go and cut it out of this. Dare I chance it? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Will it look any good? I'm going to try it. So I'm going to cut it. The reason why I wanted to cut it from here is because it's actually the same green colour then, rather than introduce a different colour of green. So I'm not 100% sure about this one. Let's see. So I've taken the green that's here at the back and just... It's a very thick piece of card, actually. I might need to... Oh, no, maybe not. I thought that I might need to go through a second time, but no, but it's very thick. Actually, do you know what? That surprised me. Because there's not a lot of solid colour, if you see what I mean, in this die. It's very fancy. You can't really see that that's a bit of tartan, can you? Can you see what I mean? You can't even really see that I've cut that out from there. However, I think it does look quite nice that it's a bit of tartan at the bottom. So subsequently, I'm going to cut another one out because I can. Because I can. So then I promise I'll put it all together. Let's put those in my little box, all the little extra bits. Try just 2 small layers on the outside too. What, not full flowers, you think, Glenda? I think that's what you might mean. So they're slightly smaller. I think that might be a good idea. Oh, let's pull that. There we go. Yeah, quite like those. Is that what you meant? Yeah, it is what you meant. Let's actually put them together and then we might see. Had it there. Oh, I think I got it in the other. No, I had it in the office. Not here, unfortunately. Can I do something else? Here we are. Right. So the outer piece, that's the outer side. So that one is the main one. So we'll do that one up. A little bit of glue in the center with the next one down. And then the next one down to that. Offsetting the sort of little petals as such. I really need a different thing from that, but that one will do nicely. So that's one poinsettia, which can go in the center. Glenda suggested, so I can make these 2 up with just 2 layers. So let's see. Instead of making the whole flower slightly smaller, obviously, on this side. I'm not paying any attention to the white glue in the center. Just popping those 2 together. But yeah, I think they look quite nice. I can use those 2 for something else. Let's bring back the card. So I'm just going to see what we think. So it's got dusty. Let's cross those over. So we've got a nice bit of greenery going on in the bottom. Then we would put our main one in the center there. And then our 2, I think they would have to go slightly up the top. Perhaps that one come down a little bit. Yeah, I think that sort of will do the trick. So let's put these in first. So a little bit of glue first. I never put lots of glue on my foliage. I like it to look a little bit rustic, maybe, movement, textures, all of the above. And then this one in its place as well. And I'm going to cross those two over so that they're almost like symmetrical there. And I'm going to bring in that one to go down the bottom. Now, what I'm not quite sure of is, will I just put one of these, or one of the large ones in the centre? That's why I liked these ones, because they've got all the different sizes. Actually, yeah, I do quite like that. So that's going to go in the centre. I could have put in my little the metallic flower centres, because they would look lovely as well. So that one's going to go in there. And then this one, whoops, tucking up there. And then this one on this side. And then I must also put my bells on the top. So slightly smaller one for these. Press that down and then just pull that up a little bit more. Where the white glue is showing, obviously I always use the dry clear one, so it will dry off. And again, if I had, I think the best thing to stick that down will be going to try one of these, one of the circular foams, because they are so super sticky, and that's what we need. Whoops. So let's put a bit of foam onto there. And then making sure my bells are sticking out. Oh gosh, stuck already. Just push that down onto there. I like that. I hope you do as well. Let's just show you. So the, don't know if you can hear that, the bells actually shake there. So yeah, that's what we've done. Let me explain then what we've done again. We have taken the Starburst Easy Frames, which will give you that star burst in the centre. Then I did that first of all with the tartan effect. So it's got like a greeny blue with a hint of gold going through it. Then I cut out it in hammered white for the top. Then I took one of the Trim Me sheets for the festive greetings set, excuse me, and I've put in a 5x5, cut it down. Although my card is a 7x7, I didn't want it to hang out over the edge, so I've done it as a 5x5, having measured that bit in the past. I've also added an extra little layer to it, so I put a first layer on of a gold, so that takes that gold all the way through. Then I've taken some of the star corners and I've cut them out from the gold mirror as well, and I've put them into each of the corners, which then gives it a different effect again, so that it's like you've got the starburst in the middle. You've almost got that focal point, that round bit there as well now, so it just gives something a bit different. Then I've chosen some of the fir or pine tree bits from the greenery, which I didn't put down on the picture there, but that's from the greenery selection that we have. And then I've taken the small poinsettia, cut it out 3 times. I've used all 3 layers for the middle one. And then Glenda suggested that we just used 2 layers for the other ones either side, giving a slightly smaller one, and I think that looks really nice. And then the ribbon, bow and bell set that comes at the top, again, and I've used it, popped it on with a bit of foam, because actually It's a very strong foam, so it slots in there very well. So there you go. There is our card for this evening. A little bit shiny and whatever. You've taken, oh, Maxine, why have you got a circle of white on the star corner? Oh, because it was the backing, June. Sorry. Thank you for pointing that out, because you won't want a picture with a little bit of a circle on there, will you? I'll hide my hand on there so you can get a really good picture of that. So yeah, it wasn't a circle that should have been there. It was the backing of the circle of foam that I put on there. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me today. Really lovely to see you all here, and I do hope you keep warm and all that sort of thing, especially when it's that time of year, isn't it? Oh, I was going to show you the other one, wasn't I? Hold on. Let's see if I kept all the elements. So what I did was I cut it out. I've actually pulled it to pieces. I cut it out all in gold. And then, wait a minute. I didn't know what to put in the middle. So I used, let me just lay it on a card so that you can see what I'm talking about. It's not stuck down, so bear with me because it will look a bit odd. But if we wanted to use this but still keep it as an absolutely flat card for posting, so stuck those two down. Don't use any more layers or anything like that. And then I used the larger Starburst Easy Frame and put it over a piece of patterned card that we had. That's from the Swirling Snowflakes, and cut the centre out. Oh, I've got to fit it in with the pattern is what I'm thinking of. But anyway, it fits absolutely in the centre there, and that would then be a completely flat card to send through the post with nothing more than you could do your, oh, good job I didn't set it down because it was completely backwards. You could use your trim me sheet in the centre instead of at the front, and then just write all your pieces in there. But rather than put a thicker layer, I just simply cut out, and that's basically the waist of a frame, if you can see what I mean. So two completely different looks, but done virtually in the same way. One completely flat and one with a bit more oomph to it. So just a different idea for you. Okay, so I do hope that you can join me again on Sunday. Looking forward to showing you something new, yes. Special, yes. Really good price, yes. And yeah. Don't forget, we don't have a Black Friday sale here. We have a Silver Sunday sale. So if you're thinking of any bargains, there will be bargains, but not on the Friday, just whilst I think about it. Silver Sunday for us. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Thank you for all your thumbs up and likes. That's really great. And I shall see you again very, very soon. Take care. Thanks very much. Bye.